What is going on, man? Episode 41. I'm your host, Adam Ross, and I got my virtual co-host over here, Tyler. What is going on?
What's happening, everybody? How you doing, Adam?
Not too bad, man. I just want to thank everybody for joining us on this crazy episode 41. I can't believe we got through Matt-ageddon. That was like an awesome 3-part series. If you missed it, you definitely got to check it out. But this week, we are on to new and better things. So you got to check it out. It's about to get crazy in here.
That's right. No, Matt-ageddon took off. We appreciate everybody's enthusiasm with it. We hope you learned a lot. I think it was a lot more popular than we expected. So we may do another one of those in the future, but glad everybody liked it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I got a lot of crazy comments with our setup, my setup, what we were using it for and stuff like that. Because normally I don't get asked as many questions as I thought, especially through the CowRC fan page. So I was really happy to get a couple questions, and hopefully I pointed you guys in the right directions, but definitely very cool to see the reactions of everybody through that one. Now, on to tonight's episode. We got some news first. And Tyler, if you want to do the news real quick, and then we can get into what the content's going to be for this episode. And
yeah, let's do that. So one thing first, though, is we have an opportunity here to get some free Moo Snot today. Yeah. So we do this off and on. This is the blue version, which is the prototype. The real version's green. But so if you during the show, so you have a little bit less than an hour to do this, if you go on the CowRC website, use the code COW-TECH at checkout, and you spend $25 or more, and that would be after the discount code and before shipping, you will get a free jar of cow snot. So you take advantage of that. Again, it's COW-TECH. So spend $25 or more before the discount, after the discount and before shipping, and you get one of these jars. So the cool thing, and kind of going into the news, is this stuff lands on Monday. So if you do end up winning, your shipment may go out on Tuesday, just depending on when the truck arrives and stuff like that. But to kind of give you a taste of the snot here, right? So I've been using this stuff. This is it's pretty dirty now, so I've been using it quite a bit. But it is some cool stuff. I think if you guys saw some of my videos before about it, great for cleaning off like your interior electronics, getting like little parts and pieces. You know how like so you get like these little crevices around your ESC or like your motor fins and the cooling fins and things like that. And, you could try to brush it off, but you can't get a brush in there. This stuff, if you just kind of lay it in there, it molds into the dirt and crevice and takes it out. So this is obviously it's a disposable item, right? So it's not going to last forever, which is why it's so inexpensive. So a great little, kind of add on to your cleaning kits. Cool to take with you places. Obviously, it's it's not going to leak on you. It'll stay in the jar pretty decently, but it's not going to leak and come out and get inside your bag. So really cool item. But that lands on Monday. So check out the website tomorrow, and it'll be available for you to purchase.
Yeah, and I've been using it on like shock springs and stuff like that because everybody knows. Yeah, how hard it is to get into like the shock hoops and stuff like that unless you completely disassemble them. I've been using it just to see as a trial, to see how it works, and it has blown away my expectation. Using either the smooth shock boots or the, I guess, perforated ones, I guess would be the word for it. But I've tried multiple different shock boots, and so far so good.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'll be really curious to see what people are using it for, because it does have a ton of applications. I mean, it forms everything. It's not going to stick. So you'll want just kind of a pro tip when you do get it, you'll want to like kind of leave it out for about 5 minutes, and it lets it kind of get a little bit less sticky. So if you see how mine, it sticks to your fingers a little bit, but not a lot. But when you get it out of the jar, brand new, it sticks a lot and it becomes a little bit cumbersome to work with. So pro tip, take a piece of wax paper, put this on a piece of wax paper, flatten it out, let it sit there for about 5 minutes. That way it just kind of takes the edge off, right? Takes the edge off, easier to work with thereafter. So really cool. Recommend it.
It is definitely cool to get into the little crevices, especially on chassis.
Yeah.
If you have like little weird designs like milled out of the aluminum chassis, definitely cool to get into that as well.
And we've got another little gem here to take a look at. So we've got the mini.
Oh yeah.
Mini solder mat here. Yeah, thank you for blowing that up for me. So this guy right here is going to be released here. So this should land in about 8 weeks. So a little bit down the road still, about 2 more months. So this is a 4x6, 4x6. And it goes in the small carbon series mat. That's what this is for. So here's a 10 scale crawler motor for scale. Kind of gives you an idea of the size that you're working with here. So really cool little tool. Again, put it in your bag, put it in your pack, and really you can have it on your workbench because you don't necessarily, you're just doing one motor. You don't necessarily need something this large, which is the solder mat that's out right now that fits the medium sized carbon series mat or the small carbon series mat. So it's nice to have little parts and pieces. That way you don't have so much clutter on your desk. Protects your work mat, your table surface, what have you. So really cool. And again, it'll be $5. So $5 for this guy. Super great value. And that's kind of what we're all about here today in this episode is we're talking about CowRC value and how to make your dollar go further, right? So there's, CowRC is a niche within a niche, right? So it's RC hobby is, you're spending your extra money. You don't need to do RC. It's for fun. We like to get it out of some stress out of our system, do a fun hobby. And then going another step is the niche of cleaning them, right? You should always clean them. There's no reason to not clean them, but a lot of people think that you can use automotive products, right? And automotive products just aren't the same as an RC because, it's a full-size vehicle. It's got different coatings. It's made of different materials. And that's what those items are for. And so a lot of people, I think what they want to do is they want to take something they've been using on their automobile and apply it to an RC. Well, the difference is you've got small little gears, you have delicate electronics, you have plastics, and those things aren't meant to handle the super abrasiveness of an automotive. You're talking about like using brake cleaner on something. Well, you're talking about gunked up junk and you're spraying on a piece of plastic. Well, what's going to happen? It's going to dry up your plastics. And then when you go out and bash on your X-Max or what have you, you're going to start snapping A-arms. And then you think it's A-arm's fault. Well, it could be because you're not using it correctly. You're treating it with the wrong product. So we're here to show you today is how to make, the products last longer, get more for your buck, and really kind of brings them to light of how these products, when you mix them properly, how inexpensive they can be.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, when they are mixing and going through and using up the concentrate, using up the tire wash and stuff like that, they might not necessarily know how much you can actually dilute these things. So we're going to spill the beans and kind of go over what the price comparisons will be. And obviously, we're not here to bash any particular group, but we would like to compare apples to apples for sure. Because the value in the RC industry, obviously, we're, like Tyler said, a lot of people race, a lot of people bash, a lot of people boat, a lot of people fly, a lot of people crawl. There's tons of different RC genres, but not everybody in those genres maintain their vehicles the way that they should. So we're going to show you the value and how to kind of get the most bang for your buck out of the products that you're buying. And obviously, any questions that you have whatsoever, we want to hear them in the comments because you never know. There's going to be something that we might miss, and you guys might have a tip for us because some awesome tips have come through the conversations we've had on the sidebar for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And this show again is for you guys. It's not for us to talk about, you know, what we know. It's to share the ideas, and we can go and take this series as long as we need to. I mean, the Madageddon is a perfect example. That was a series that probably could have lasted one episode, and it lasted 3, and that was because of the interaction with the fans. And that's what we want. We don't want to blow through this information. We want to take our time and share it with you and answer your questions. So feel free to speak up. And so I guess I can do, Adam, do you want to do the hashtag first, or do you want me to kind of get into?
Absolutely. Yeah, because we want to get back to you. So what is the hashtag for tonight anyways?
Hashtag save.
Yeah, so we made it simple. Yeah, it's not like the Madageddon that everybody had to do spell check for and all that. We made it super simple. So hashtag save for everybody to win 2 cool things. So not only do we have the deal going on if you use the Cow Tech code during tonight's show, but 2 lucky viewers are going to win their very own Cow Snot. It's going to be the green one, and you should see the labels if you haven't been online yet. It's well packaged. Let's just put it that way. It's a
so same size jar. You get same size jar. It's just going to be green and have a cool label on it. So it's actually 160 grams. For the size of this, so take advantage of that.
The hashtags are coming in. I love it because it's nice and simple for tonight. We'll keep it easy.
The Madageddon, there was probably 100 different ways that could have been spelled. So
it was great. it was awesome. All right, so up first is obviously one of my favorites, and one that like everybody probably has in their arsenal. I don't know if some of the viewers remember, but we used to not ship this concentrate. It used to be in premix only. So when he did this, it wasn't received 100% well. And once we actually explained to the viewers what they were getting in this bottle, I think all the naysayers went away, because you're getting a lot in the bottle. But man, maybe you can kind of get into the numbers a little bit.
Yes. So the way I want to show you is how we mix it, right? So these are coming in concentrates. So we have a 16 ounce and a 32 ounce concentrate bottles. This is the 32 ounce concentrate bottle, so it's a little bit bigger. And I want to kind of show you, you know, how far you can make this go. So as an example, you know, this is going to give you more value than any other RC industry cleaner out there. And so how this is going to work is, you know, as an example, with the 16 ounce part and chassis wash mixed at a 16-to-1 ratio, you can get up to 2 gallons and even up to 5 gallons of part and chassis wash, depending on how you mix it, right? And so if you're mixing this at a 16-to-1 ratio, you can get 40, and I'm saying 40 of bottles, 32 ounce bottles of part and chassis wash. So for the price of this in a 16 ounce version, you're getting 40 32 ounce bottles, which is 75 cents.
Insane.
A 32 ounce bottle. I mean, it's almost free. I mean, it is literally so inexpensive. It's insane. So, and then we haven't really talked about that. We've talked about how to mix it before, but when you're mixing this at a 16-to-1 ratio, and I'm using the bottle as a example, but when you're mixing part and chassis wash at 16-to-1, you'll get 40 of this size part and chassis wash. So let me show you kind of how you do that, right? So if you're a person, you're like, well, you know, mixing's kind of a pain. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it and how I do it. So I'm going to give you kind of a tip. So solo cup, right? So what I'm doing here is this is kind of my mixing and measuring device, right? So you don't want to go and pour part and chassis wash in your home measuring cup, right? Bad. Not good for eating, right? So what I do is I like to mix. Obviously, I'm using the USB sprayer, right? And I'm going to 1.5 liters. So you kind of see right there. So this is what I'm trying to mix. There's already fluid in here, so don't worry about that. But what I'm trying to do is go to 1.5 liters, right? So in doing that, in a 16-to-1 ratio, I'm at about 3.5 ounces of water in here. And all I'm doing is I'm trying to get a measurement of part and chassis wash concentrate in this cup. So what I'm doing is I'm just pouring the water in this solo cup, right? And so what I'm doing in doing this is I'm going to measure what 3.5 ounces looks like. So I'm holding up to the light, and I'm going to draw a line like this. And I'm going to use this cup, a bunch of times. So I'm going to write 3.5 on it. So that way, this is now my measuring cup. This is all I need to worry about. I'm going to keep this cup. I'm going to use it, and I don't have to use my wife's measuring cup anymore. I can put this away. So I didn't get this contaminated with chemicals. This is still clean because it's just water in it. So I had put this away. Don't ever have to use it again. So I've got water in here, right? I don't need this. I'm just going to dispose of the water. I'm putting it inside the USB charging sprayer just to get it out of here, right? But I still have my line that I made. So I'm going to fill this up with 3.5 ounces of part and chassis wash. So I know it based on looking at the line. I can see the fluid level. And all I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put that right in the USB charging station, or charging the USB rechargeable sprayer, excuse me. Doing it like that. And assuming this is going to be empty, right? And then all I'm doing is simply just filling up the water up to that 1.5 liter measurement. And so with 3.5 ounces of part and chassis wash and the remainder of water, now you have a solution it's plenty heavy to use. It's not light. It's not like we're not giving you a mixture that's barely going to do anything. This is a fairly sizable mixture, but you're going to be using having a ton of product and very little expense. So this is just a simple way to measure it. You obviously can measure however you want. You can do some even bigger ratios than 16:1. 16:1 is just kind of an easy round measurement with how this USB rechargeable sprayer measures out. So hopefully that makes sense. I didn't see if any comments came in at all, but this is how you save, right? This is how you get to that 75 cents a 32 ounce bottle, is by doing this type of mixture.
Yeah, Brian said that he got a 5-gallon container from Amazon and basically uses that for his concentrate for the wash mix, which is pretty kick butt, because then that way he can just keep using it. He's already got the premix done.
Yeah.
Zach, I've seen his videos. He's using 2 to 3 ounce in a 2-quart container, and it's been ideal for his 8-scale buggy needs. And his 8-scale is always dialed, so that's not too bad. And then Jason Grant is he's got the 4 ounce is his maximum for heavy cleaning and serious results. And honestly, the concentrate is ideal for traveling purposes and mixing on site. I agree, because you'll see later in my demo, I'm only using like water bottles and eyeballing it up, and you'll see how lean you can actually go and still have kick butt results, especially with the tire wash stuff. Like, that's like my jam right there. Do you use RO water or off the tap? RO water.
The reverse osmosis water. So you can use distilled water as well. It just kind of depends on your water quality. So I think if you're running off of a well, you probably want to use distilled water. I use tap water. But that does make a difference. So that's a very good question, Joseph, that your water quality does make a difference, because if you have like poor water quality, it's not going to work as well.
And then Johnny Miller has a good tip too, using like old plastic bleach bottles.
Yeah.
Bleach bottles, just make sure they're clean and you have no other chemicals in there, so you don't want it to interact with what you're using. And Stumpter RC Speed, it's cool. I don't know who CTP Red Dog is, but very cool to meet some of these guys for sure. Distilled water is preferred.
Yep. Yeah, that's the ultimate. I think it's even a little bit better than tap water. Not necessarily a lot. Like, I know my home, I get pretty clear tap water, so I don't have to worry about distilled. But yeah, if you're on well, you definitely want to do that. And the nice thing with like what I've been doing is I use this as the sprayer as an example of where to mix it in, and that's because that's what I'm primarily using. But to other people's point, having a bleach bottle or something like that, obviously if you're going to use the ultrasonic cleaner, it's easier to pour it into this rather than pour it out of a sprayer or what have you. So it just, to each their own. And then you can always do different, I like to do different mixtures. So I'll have another sprayer that I'll have maybe a lighter mixture or heavier mixture in it, just that way which one to grab. Because not every, if I have a truck that's super muddy, I grab the heavy. If I have just a dusty truck, I'll do the light, because there's no need to spend more product when you don't really need it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main focuses that we want to have on this show, is that you don't have to spend a ton of money. That's one of the things that we want to try and get the illusion away from. Sure, when you quickly go to the website, you might see the higher price for this, that, and the other, and you'd be like, well, I can get this product from the Dollarama or the general dollar store or whatever, and you're not comparing apples to apples. We just showed you one great example, and when you break it down to the spec, you can't beat 75 cents for 32 ounces. You can't beat
something this big. For something this big, you can't. So automotive, this is a 32-ounce bottle is what automotive stuff is sold in, right? And you're not going. You can't even get a Dollar General. I don't care if it's the spoiled Dollar General version. You're not getting anything for 75 cents. You couldn't get a bottle of water for 75 cents.
Yeah, so that's just one for instance, and it's just, we know that most of you viewers on the show right now take cleaning seriously, and we appreciate that, and I believe that's why you're here. Now, we're hoping to arm you guys for when you go out in the field, go to the crawl spots, go to the drag events, go to your boat events, go to me and Zach, we love racing. So anytime we get to go there, we actually have a good arsenal in our pits. We like to share and show off. And when we're cutting it and diluting it and stuff like that, we're not doing it to make it less effective. We're doing it because that's the proper way. When he came out with the concentrate, not having to ship water was a game changer. I can't even express that enough.
Yeah, it used to be sold. It used to be sold that there was a couple different ones. There was a small, kind of a one-use container. There was a 32-ounce container, and then there's a 5-gallon container. Imagine how much that will cost to ship now. Shipping 5 gallons of fluid would be as much as the product was.
Joseph, I'm actually tagging that. That is not a bad idea. If we could get for spray bottles theme logos, that is not a bad idea, because I know you got the sticker guy. And a lot of people are buying just the dollar store sprayers now.
Yeah, good point.
And if we can get some CowRC splashed on it with the green streak, oh yeah, baby!
Don't forget, there are sticker sheets on the website too, so you can get CowRC stickers that are kind of, because obviously the bottles are. There's probably 100 different styles out there, right? Yeah. But you can get the sticker sheets and plaster them however you want to, or heck, you could take a skin from something else and put it on there.
Yeah, no, Joseph, that was a great idea. Actually, I buy tire wash by the gallon, man. Tom, I actually had a little conversation with Heath, and he kind of hinted at maybe having a tire washing concentrate coming up, and that to me might not be that bad of an idea, because let's face it, I'm running 2 classes, my daughter's running 2 classes, and my son's now running 3 classes. That's 7 classes in a day. You want to talk about cleaning tires? I actually bagged some tires just for the demo that I have a little bit later, but man, it's definitely. Oh, we both clicked on it at the same time.
Yeah, all time. Yeah. Oh, here's a good comment.
Yeah, the sprayer is one of our favorite things. Just please make sure that when you're transporting it, that you take the nozzle off, because man, I had a little boo boo with mine, and it just takes it tipping over the wrong way to take that tip and crack it off.
And that's all it is. Just, so it's got, obviously some inside of it, and then it comes with a little nubby sprayer. I like the long wand myself, but all those screw on, done. It's super easy. Just, don't get lazy. It will break off.
It could,
and you'll be
yeah.
unhappy.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. And now the next thing, do you want me to get into the tire wash now?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, go ahead.
good?
And then,
Okay,
then we can
so
show off the accessory that goes with it too.
yeah, I'm going to switch my camera real quick. Oh, funny thing, I left that there though.
What is that?
Well, just last weekend, I won the Otter Cup Series Championship in four-wheel drive. So definitely very cool there. I think a few of you've seen it. But what I wanted to show off was what I do to mix my tire wash. Here I got some dirty tires that we kept aside just so I can do this demo here. So I'm just going to take the whole lid off. I'm not going to go too crazy. So all I do is I open this up. And let me just get this opened. And now you can see how much is in there right now. It's brand spanking new bottle. I just popped it open. I'm just going to get all the bristles wet. Once I get the bristles wet, I grab my trusty water here. And then what I'm doing is I'm just bringing it up to the bottom of the bristles to make sure that I actually get a good amount of concentrate and cleaning properties on each tire. So as you guys can probably see here, this tire has not been washed at all. So we're going to do a side-by-side. Let me get it in. I don't have my drill here, so that's why I wasn't too worried about getting it too crazy. And that is it. Now, I don't know how many people actually have the CowRC microfibers, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting my microfiber towels. That will be in my next order for sure. But here, let me do a side-by-side just so you guys can see the difference. Look at that. Already you can see the difference in the tire. This is going to be super grippy. It smells so good. So I'll do another one real quick. And just to show you, one of the things that I wanted to let everybody know too, we write down what insert we are running and where the tire is actually located inside the rim. I'm not sure how many racers are there, but just a little quick pro tip for that. Very important to make sure that you have your tires mounted and balanced the right way, because tire prep is a huge thing, especially since if you don't have a good tire game and prep, you're definitely going to be struggling out in the racing scene for sure. So I'm going to put a dirty one in the middle and show you the difference here. So hopefully you can see that. Like, that was just quick, couple turns by hand, and you'll see that these will get as sticky and tacky as they were brand new. And I store them in a Ziploc baggie. Once I clean them, obviously I left these ones for you guys, but all other ones before me and the kids put them away are clean with the CowRC Tire Wash. Now you can see how much is left. I barely used even the neck, and this will be enough to clean a plethora of tires. Like, it won't even come close to being a big deal. So let me switch cameras back here. All right.
No, that's perfect. I mean, and so for the guys who don't have fancy tire cleaning boxes like you, we do have the tire brushes as well. So tire brushes with a cool skin as usual, come in a set of 2, right? So these are fairly new to the website. So when you purchase an order, you get 2 of them. That way you can put one in your bag, you can put one in your pit area, hand them to a friend, whatever you need to do. Obviously, our normal skin patterns are available here. These are the Hot Rod, which is actually turning to be one of my favorite, actually one of my more favorite skin selections. Actually, I got a couple different Hot Rod guys here. So, and then of course, the microfiber towel. I saw some guys mentioning that in the comments below. The microfiber towels came out a few weeks ago, and you can get them in different quantities here. So this is a green one. So there's green, gray, and like a dark gray. You know, come with a little tassel up here so you can hang it up on your bag, your pit area, what have you. So good size. Actually have a little CowRC insignia up at the top corner there, which is cool, right? I've got a dark gray one here too. Yep, there we go.
I gotta get me some of those, man. I've been using microfibers for a while, but not that cool yet. I'm gonna have to get some.
No, they're nice. They're good quality. So these ones you should be able to wash too. I haven't tried washing them yet. These ones you should be able to wash and keep reusing. They don't need to be disposable.
Nice. And honestly, Brian, I do sauce my tires when we run indoor clay. I think that was about the only time that I had a need to sauce tires. We tried it a little bit outdoors, and we found that it didn't really have the impact we were looking for as it did like the indoor. So when we go to big events like PMB, Alabama Manufacturers Shootout, or Wicked Weekend, those ones we ended up saucing, basically copying what the pros were doing. And
nice.
Wow, what a difference. It definitely stepped the game up. But when you sauce them and you use the tire wash cleaner, it will clean it 100%, but you will start to dilute the chemicals on the actual in the bucket. So my tire wash station, I started noticing, because man, the tire wash smells so freaking good that like after a while with the chemicals of the saucing, you could tell that it wasn't as potent when we were doing that. So keep that in mind, that you might have to change out your tire cleaning regimen a little bit more frequently if you are saucing. Now, this season, I'm going to be able to try out the new tire wash with the indoor. And now I run indoor carpet and we sauce all the time. So I will let you know how that works out, because any way that we can extend the tire life on an indoor spec tire, I'm game. So I will keep you guys posted, but that will be in a future episode. We have one more race left for outdoor, and then we have like a couple weeks off, and then we're going to be kind of like leaning in towards the indoor on-road racing season. So it will be one of those things that I will bring up in a future episode.
I mean, the awesome thing with the tire wash is, even though it's not concentrate, you can still, I mean, it's still watered down, like Adam was sharing. I mean, you can take this down to a 4-to-1, right? And so this is essentially, it's a $15.99 bottle the way it comes, in a non-concentrate form. If you take this down to a 4-to-1 ratio, it's $4. And that's kind of like what we're, in addition to the part and chassis wash, is we're trying to help with, is you can add, water's your friend. You can dilute a lot of these items. Also, like the greases and lubricants, those can't be diluted necessarily with water, but the cleaners sure can. This is all water-based stuff. And so that's the great part about it, is, no concentrate aside for this, you can still dilute it and take it longer. And like Adam said, depending on what kind of sauce you're doing, how sticky you want it. I mean, Adam's got his reservoir. Yep, that helps a lot. His reservoir brush with about 25%, right? So that's 25% full, and then the rest you're going to put water in.
Not even 25%. Like when I'm using this brush, you can actually use the pump action to get as much as you need on the tire to get into those tricky spots. So now that you have it, I just give it a little shake, and then when you pump, you actually control how much you're putting through. Like, obviously, this one has been beat on for a while now. I love these little brushes, and I have one with the Moo-Kleen Tire Wash, and I actually have one with the parts and chassis wash. But diluting this, like, you're literally using like not even a quarter of this container, and then the rest is all water. But the cleaning properties come from the chemicals mixing and just agitating it with the brush. You're going to get an amazing effect if you don't have the fancy tire wash that I just showed you. And I know that there's others that have the new electric tire washers, the orange box. We tried it with the tire wash in there, and man, oh man, maybe for Christmas, Santa Claus will bring you one. It turned out fantastic. Yeah, the new tire brushes are amazing, and with the angle, it's very ergonomically correct to be able to apply a lot of pressure on the tires and not hurt your wrist, because it'll hold its shape pretty good.
So before we go on to the next item here, don't forget, we're about 30, so you have 25 minutes left, right, to take advantage of getting yourself a free jar of cow snot, right? So at the beginning of the show, we talked about between now and the end of the show, go on to the CowRC website, purchase something. You're using the code COW-TECH, which is on your screen right there. At checkout, you're going to save 10%, which is awesome. But in addition to that, if you spend $25 after the discount and before shipping, you'll get a free jar of cow snot, which isn't even released yet. So it actually comes out, it lands tomorrow, and you'll probably get it, your shipment sent out on Tuesday, more than likely, depending on when the truck comes here. So, I mean, you literally are going to be the first person that gets it, because you're not going to be able to beat the people who are going to order it. So your order will be priority. So take advantage of that. Get a free jar of cow snot.
So I just wanted to show this off, since everybody's talking about like the brushes and stuff like that. If you look, I was a bonehead. I applied my sticker upside down because it looked so cool upside down. And I see how to do it in the picture. So if you're never 100% sure, you might want to go on the website and just check it out. It'll give you that tip that I obviously missed. So even me making a boneheaded mistake there, because my tire wash is now upside down. But I just thought I'd point that out. But these new combo brush pack sets are amazing, and I just wanted to show off the different skins. Obviously, you got this the dragon, the cow dragon, which is pretty cool. I think this is Tyler's new personal favorite.
Yeah, so I'm my new favorite. I think the hot rod.
The Reaper one might be my second, because I love red, black, and chrome. Looks racy. But obviously, my favorite is got to be the green streak. The Patriot one, if I was American, I'd probably be rocking that. But yeah, it's got all the skins that you could possibly want. So very cool to get in on the skins. And definitely, you're rocking the dragon theme. Yeah, I think everybody has their personal favorite for sure. It's always cool.
Hot rod. Yeah. I was a green streak guy, and then I changed.
Yeah, well, honestly, I'm happy you did, because everything I really pretty much have is the green streak. So it would have been hard for me to switch it over, but
yeah, I had to switch. I like the green streak because it matches the CowRC theme.
Yes.
But it was this turned out so nice. I couldn't stop it. This is kind of like a racy, it's a 50s hot rod. What wouldn't you love?
Jay's like, I just need them all. Yeah. No, the one big thing that I'm surprised with is the microfibers. Like, Heath getting him in was just like a game changer. And like, I know it's not one of those things that everybody needs, but it's a one-stop shop. So if you need to get to that $25, you can just throw that in, and it's not a high dollar item, and it's something that you can keep on reusing.
Right. That's what we're, that's what CowRC's coming up with, the sprayers, ultrasonic cleaners, the brushes. It's to go and complement all of the proprietary clean solutions that CowRC sells. So it's even though the brushes and the sprayers, ultrasonics, those aren't CowRC's inventions, but the cleaners are, the lubricants are. So it's going to the one-stop shop mentality of if you need a great cleaner, well, here's an option for a brush, and here's a bunch of different options for brushes. Here's some towels, here's a sprayer, here's a cleaner. I mean, the sky's the limit. There's, again, the lights, desk light, the pit lamp, all of those things are just complements. That way you have, and making making all of the awesome skins with them too. That just makes them even cooler.
It does, because, man, having your whole pit area looking dialed, there's nothing better, man, because, like, when you're at a crawl spot, if you're at a track, or if you're at, like, in a big event, people are going to notice your pit area. If it's all covered in mud and trashed and looks all bummy, yeah, like they're gonna gravitate to the nice looking ones. But all right, so up next, this one is
Yes.
one of my personal favorites. So
Me too. Yes. So this is the CowRC Cleaner and Degreaser. So Moo-Kleen Cleaner and Degreaser. And the best part about this is electronic safe. So this thing is mine too, Adam. This is my favorite product that CowRC sells. It has so many applications. It's not even funny. So obviously electronics safe, and I'm going to prove that to you if you don't believe me, because I know that is something that when you see the amount of volume of product that comes out of this bottle, you'll think I'm insane, because I'm gonna spray it at a $100 brand new crawler motor. And I'm going to use the Carbon Series mat, which is what this is supposed to be for, to keep your desk and everything protected. But the great part about this is, so brake cleaner is what is often a misnomer of an equal value to this. And the answer to that is no. Will it degrease? Yes, brake cleaner will degrease. It'll also dry out all of your plastics. Again, brake cleaner is for steel, aluminum, those type of things. It is not for RC toy car plastics. And that's what CowRC is doing, is making stuff that mimics the automotive industry, but is specially performing for RC. So it's not like this is a rebranded brake cleaner. This is proprietary mixture that only CowRC is selling. Nobody else sells this. And that's with most of the other products as well. So, again, I use this for electronics.
yes.
I use it to prep before you paint bodies.
Mhm.
So the right way to do that with a body is to take a microfiber towel and spray it and wipe your body before you paint. Obviously, if you're trying to remove stickers or put a sticker on to a body, apply this to a pre-painted body, whatever it is, and then your sticker is going to stay there because it's going to remove all the form release oils, all that type of stuff, your fingerprints, all of that. Another one that Adam uses all the time is to clean your tires and your wheels before you glue them. Right? There's nothing more horrible than losing a glue bead when you're racing, right? So I mean, that's what taking all those form release oils off, take a microfiber towel, wipe the inside of that ring off and that bead, and make sure all of those things are gone. I mean, your fingerprints is amazing how much you could wash your hands a million times. Yeah, it's oil, right? And then if you're touching another, like you're touching a lubricant or you're touching a silicone, and you get your hand on something, it makes a difference. And then not to mention spraying it on a motor, right? So hammer this motor, go like that to it. It doesn't care, right? It's what it's for. You're spraying the motor. This is a brand new motor, right? So if this was not a brand new motor, I'd be cleaning this just to get all the greases off, get all the dirt off of it. Maybe before now I would be very careful that this all dries before you apply heat to it, because this stuff is flammable. So you want to make sure, but it's an evaporant, right? So you're going to have you're sprayed off, and it's already it's not dripping, right? So it's already dry as I've been touching it and holding it. So I'll throw it up. As much as I shot this with the cleaner and degreaser, it's dry, right? So awesome for dirty electronics. Getting things, servo tapes, right? So getting a service prepped for a servo tape to put your ESC down on. That's what this stuff is for. It's got 1,000,001 uses. I love to spray. It comes out here, pretty hard, right? I love to spray it on my shocks. Get all those. You have those what do you call it? Preload collars, and they've got those little tiny threads on it. Getting all of that on there just comes out very strong, very even, and it's pressure sensitive, right? So you can get a little bit maybe, and then a lot. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
So not all over the place there, but yeah, pressure sensitive. So I'll try a little bit there. Yeah, there you go. So it's controllable, right? And of course, the Carbon Series mat. That's what this thing is for. Is beating on it with cleaners and degreasers and oils and all that type of stuff. So that's what CowRC is for. Is it's to make sure that you have a one-stop shop for all your needs, cleaners, all that type of stuff. Oh yeah. What does that say?
He's just saying a water displacement agent
Yes,
if you forget to protect with silicone.
Yes, perfect. So yes, that's a great point. You get water in your motor or ESC. Say you're washing it, right? You say, "Oh man," and you, "Oops, I got too much water in it." Spray the cleaner degreaser on. It'll act as an evaporant, right? So it'll evaporate all of that water that's in there. So this stuff it's like 1,000,001 uses in one can. I love it. Again, it's my favorite product by far, because I've just found so many different things for it. You can take a little microfiber towel and do delicate stuff with it, or you can blast dirt and grease and electronics like I was just showing you, and you're not going to hurt anything. It's literally, nothing that you're going to spray on your car is going to get hurt by this.
This is a great tip by Zach, and it's one tip that I use as well. So when he's using the electrical cleaner, there's an optional reducer outspray nozzle, and you can get that with the drop-down menu on the website. And it is awesome for bearings and motor cases without wasting any product, because you can get in there super tight, and it actually has a flow rate 4 times the competition. Now, I would love to see anybody spray brake cleaner on their electronics like he just did for the demo, because I would love to just see them plug those electronics back in and see how well they work after that. And I'm not even calling out any brands, unless brake cleaner is a brand, but I'm just saying that no way any of these brake cleaners that I've seen on the shelf are going to hold up to the Moo-Kleen. And obviously, having the evaporant that Heath was talking about, that's why it dries so quickly. You're able to basically clean off your surface, get it ready and prep in literally no time. So if you find out the fast guy's running this type of tire and you need to glue them up real quick in between rounds, that is your go-to tool to ensure that you have what you need when you need it. Setup, the setup you guys have has improved so much. You know what? Some of the ideas have come from you guys, believe it or not. It's what you guys bring to the game that helps elevate us. Trust me. Your comments, your questions, all the things that you guys bring in the chats is what makes mine and Tyler's job that much easier. I'm telling you, without your help and support, we wouldn't even have a show. And here we are, episode 41, giving away cow snot. Who would have thought we would give away cow snot?
I think to Jason's point, it's probably mostly the intro video.
Oh, the intro video was pretty dope.
That's probably where 90% of the talent comes from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's definitely pretty cool. We're blessed to have great people on the team, and ever expanding. I love going on the fan page. The fan page keeps getting better and better. Keeps growing all the time. And 9 more episodes until he comes on. Unfortunately, I think he said it is the 100. So we got a little ways to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get that one by him. There's Zach. But yeah, I mean, just kind of a quick plug for the CowRC fan page and the factory team. If you're interested in being on the CowRC factory team, reach out to us via Facebook and talk to us. Talk to Adam and I, and especially our recruiter Mike Panacchia. Awesome. And show what you got on the fans page, right? So we just brought on a new driver this week based on fans page comments. So we have, there's no silly season with CowRC. It is silly season is 24/7. So we're recruiting constantly, looking for new talent, and we've got so many different boat guys, helicopter guys, dirt guys, racing guys, crawlers, monster trucks. Every single platform of the industry is within CowRC, and people are great at everything. So new ideas, and we're always looking to improve. So if you think you're interested, reach out to us, ask some questions, and post what you got on the Facebook fans page.
Yeah, Mike's waiting.
There's Mike right there. Yeah, Mike is the man.
Fishing Bill just got on it, man. He's definitely putting in the work. And even look at his avatar on the thing. Like, that looks dialed. And
Bill's a painter, right? Bill knows what's going on with a degreaser, right? So he paints tons of bodies, Lexan, and he's a rattle can spray paint guy. So he knows how to use that stuff. And, you know, it's just one of those type of side pieces of the hobby that this works for. It's not even really necessarily clean. I mean, it is, but it's prepping for paint.
So should we get into the last one? Quickly?
Yeah, let's do what, hide wipes, right? We can do hide wipes real quick.
Well, yeah, I definitely have my hide wipe right here.
Okay.
So obviously there is 110 bad boys in this container. I always give mine a little shake just to make sure that nothing.
Yeah, me too.
I'll do it. Yeah, because that way you guarantee to make sure. It's a natural degreaser, anti-dyeing, and it's a double-sided wipe. We've probably said this a million times, but just to bring it up again, the orange side, you're going to feel there's a little bit of texture to it. That is the rough side, and definitely not good for rubbing on anything delicate. But then on the white side, very smooth and supple, and man, the smell of this, like it's almost like one of those treats you could just eat.
Well, and we've talked about this before, but this is a fact that's not very well known, is the product inside the hide wipes is actually the same as the tire wash. It's it's in wipe form. So this tire wipes came out much sooner than the tire wash did. So it's been around for a long time, but we've managed to put it into like a liquid form instead of just the wipe form.
Yeah, and one of the things is obviously with 110 of these bad boys in each container, I know a lot of people like, oh, well, I can get the blah, 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 blah from the supermarket and this and that. Bang for your buck with this type of power and having it two-sided. I don't think you're going to find that in any of the grocery store cheapy ones. So definitely one of those products that are exclusive to CowRC. I don't think any CowRC product company has them, right?
No, I don't think it exists in the RC world. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, it's like Clorox wipes and stuff like that. I mean, it's a whole different deal, right?
Yeah.
So it's not anywhere close to the same type of deal, and it's great for your hands too, right? I mean, this stuff it's hand wash safe. So if you are looking, you know, if you got your hands full of grease, all kinds of junk, this is your guy here. You can leave this on the table for a little bit, you know, and it's not going to dry out if you go and race a heat and come back to it, and you know it's still here. So it's definitely a somewhat reusable. Obviously, when it dries out completely, you just toss it. It's meant to be tossed. But the size of these things, it's a must-have, and they last forever. I mean, 110 of them. I don't know if household containers. I mean, this is bigger than the ones that I have at home.
Me too.
I don't know how many's in like a household cleaner container, but it's definitely not 110.
No, I think it's about 50 because it's a lot smaller too, and it's not double-sided. So for $25, you're getting like a banging deal. And not only is it cool to have when you're at the track or out on the course or anything like that, this like is great for cleaning your hands and getting all the contaminants off. I know Fish and Bill said about like for painters getting the paint and all the contaminants and overspray off. It's one of those things that definitely a must have in your arsenal. And even Johnny said you can use the tire wash to re-moisturize it if
very good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I agree.
That's a very good point.
Agree. So the hide wipes, I actually laid them out, and I was trying to use for the on-road tires to see, because obviously I'm getting prepared for that. And the hide wipes were awesome for cleaning the tires for on-road. So I'm going to be doing some testing. I will have to get back to you guys on that, because obviously the tire wash is going to be in my pit area, and I'm going to have the wipes. So I'm going to experiment quite a bit, because I'm trying to get the most bang for my buck, because it is a spec tire. So definitely one of those things. So hide wipes are a steal, and they last a long time. Definitely last a long time. It's great to be able to get the dirt off your hands for sure. And if they are not too dirty, I put them to the side and get them a little. Honestly, you can like moisturize them and reuse them for sure. But definitely cool. What do you use to keep Lexan bodies looking good? So on the outside, I'll use the soft side of the hide wipe. But honestly, Tyler has his power wash handy. I just use the power wash on the outside of the body, wipe it down. It's good as gold. And then when I'm ready, I actually hit it with the mousse.
Yeah.
Man, it just makes that Lexan pop.
Yeah, if you do some Moo-Kleen silicone spray, that's what I use. You can kind of mist the body, so like you don't need to put a whole ton of it on. You can do a couple things. You can put it onto a microfiber towel and wipe it on there, or you can just kind of fog it over it and let it kind of fall, on top of the body and let it sit that way. You definitely want to let it cure though, so make sure you you spray it on, let it cure overnight. That's what I do. I just got done cleaning a truck today, and I like to spray the underside, all the axles, the chassis, sliders, all that type of stuff, and then leave it set overnight. So that way it dries and cures, and it's going to protect it. But yeah, for body works the same way.
Yeah, I'm like Johnny. I just use the microfiber. I spray it onto the actual microfiber for the body, and then I just wipe it off. And by then, I always make sure that it's dry from the chassis parts of chassis wash, and basically just spray it onto the rag, wipe it off, and it even makes my stickers pop and all that and match and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But make sure you don't have paper printed ones, because I found out that silicone and paper don't match very well. So make sure you have decent stickers before you go ahead and do that. So it was definitely cool. So we are up at the time limit. It's flown by already. But let me bring this up so everybody can see. So there's almost 35 on, only 25 entries. Get the hashtags
in there.
We want to give away some stuff. So we want to make sure that is Dino in on this one yet? Or did Dino hashtag this?
I don't know if he's on here now.
Oh, yeah. So hashtag save. We're going to try to get everybody up on there. There we go. Now we're starting to get a couple more hashtags in there. Good to see. So we'll let it go for another couple seconds, and I don't know who's going to win. I don't know if I can hashtag.
There's some new people on.
Yeah. All right. So we are at the 2-minute mark. I'm going to bring it back on. So good luck, everybody. And remember, it's going to be in on Monday. So depending on what time the truck shows, it might ship on the Tuesday. So just be prepared if you do win. And good luck to everybody. Me too. John! Whoa!
Congratulations.
There is one. You get the Cow Snot, John. I know you'll put it to good use. You definitely have some very cool rigs. So good luck, everybody. Here we go. We're going to draw one more time. Wow,
there we go.
Congratulations, guys. Oh, yeah, this is super cool. Whenever you guys get the win, congratulations.
Yes.
It is our pleasure. We got to thank Heath for obviously doing this for everybody, and definitely very cool. So obviously we don't have, I don't think we have his email. So for Wildman Joe B, if you could get a hold of either myself or Tyler via Facebook or any which way you possibly can, definitely get a hold of us, and we will get your info and send you some snot. Obviously, it's going to be the green one, which is super cool. Can't wait to get my on it. It will be pretty darn cool. But, man, we'll have the rest of the stuff that we're going to compare apples to apples on in the next episode, and basically try to show you guys, and so you guys can communicate out the savings and the value that CowRC brings to cleaning. So until next time, we are going to see you in 2 short weeks.
Yep, we'll see you then. Thanks, everybody, for attending. We appreciate it.
All right, bye for now.